They say a little bit of humility never hurt anyone. I help others better themselves by wholeheartedly humiliating them at every step.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Starfyre Gaming. I am Sir Joseph, and this is Warhammer 40k Rouge Trader. We are in the Spire trying to get out of the Dark Eldar city. We just took out a bunch of experiments. There's somebody in here saying they can help us get out. We just have to figure out how to get them out. I did the looting, except there was this thing here, which is a lore type thing, so we're going to go ahead and read that. The journal entries are written in an angular but surprisingly tidy hand, as if the writer deliberated meticulously over every word. The notes are supplemented by diagrams and formula. The Farseers' mind is aggressively resisting external interference. The mind maggot perished instantly upon being introduced into the system, which has been observed before, or which has never been observed before. Interesting. As punishment, the subject was placed in vibra shackles that chip away at limb bones. Mind maggot enhanced with power implant. Subject placed in a red-hot metal capsule during the introduction of the parasite. Despite the pain and the parasite in its system, the subject succeeded in addressing the veil. Parasite destruction detected 2 minutes into the presence in the subject's body. Mind maggot enhanced with poison that suppresses the host's psychic functions and placed successfully inside its victim. The parasite's vital functions persist, yet with no sign of compliance on the part of the host. Unacceptable. Subject punished by partial skin removal and suspension by the detached areas of skin. Blech. Experiment finished. Result negative. For as long as the subject remains capable of combating the mind maggot's presence, pain is the only available method of suppression. Subject to be placed in a capsule with slowly rotating blades until further instructions. Alright. We got a thing over here to click. And now we got a thing over here to click. There it goes. Despite his many bleeding wounds, the stately Eldari calmly straightens his shoulders and rises his narrow chin as he scrutinizes you with his keen gaze. Mysterious blue lights glimmer in his emerald green eyes. A Monkey and an outcast have found their way into the heart of the Dark City to save what little remains. The universe is full of cruel surprises, but this is an outcome I managed to foresee. You have foreseen our meeting, but could not avoid being captured? What is the point of your prophecies, then? Juliet glares daggers at her fellow Eldari, but he does not look away. I am glad our paths have crossed again, my child. It is a great relief for me to know that you are alive. But what is this? The Farseer frowns and concern surfaces on his face. Your soul wanders in the gloom, entangled in the brush of a despicable connection. I see that it grows from the seeds of solitude, doubts, and fears. And this thread of fate stretches between you and... His gaze darts to you. A Monkey. O Juliet, may Asarian spare you from ever facing the Farseer's judgment. for your kin are intolerant to such aberrations that make our souls fade. You know this. I treasure our unique connection. It is not despicable or wrong. There is no need for you to explain yourself to him, Elentak, especially not after you have released him from the torment of the Fleshmaster's terrible construct. Make an Eldari greeting gesture with your hands. You've got yourself a most amusing Monkey to keep you company, Yurliet. He understands our language, and even knows a thing or two about customary greetings. Not that any of it makes him a worthy companion for you to have on your path. It is the Elentak who keeps me at his side. Were it not for him, my soul would have long left this body, or else I would have been devoured by a minion of She Who Thirsts, and I would never have learned the truth of what happened to Krudrak. Perhaps we ought to start by introducing ourselves. Of course, Elentak. One forget one's good manners all too easily in the Dark City. Yurliet can barely contain her fury as she gestures towards her fellow Eldari. Standing before you is Eklendiel Ma'eresh, who walks the path of the Farseer. He is the all-seeing eye and timeless sentinel of Krudrak. He was, that is. Either way, a Monkey's name is not a kind of thing he would be particularly interested in case you were expecting me to introduce you in turn. He will forget your name as serenely as one forgets a troubled dream in the morning. Elentak. That is a word I have not heard in years. The Farseer does not even look in your direction. There were other Farseers besides you in the spire. Between the Harmoculus' tortures, I was able to glance inside my kin's desperate minds. I saw every soul that was extinguished in the spire. I sang a lament for every brother and sister sacrificed by the Dark Ones. I carry their memory in my heart, and if I get out of here alive, their names will not be forgotten. Your senses fail you, Eklendiel. Many died, but not all. Yurliet turns around sharply and points to the game board containing the Farseer soul. I was unable to save her, but you could have tried. The Eldari recoils as he looks at the bloodied game board. What is this? Explain yourself, Monkey. What in all of God's names made you decide to torture one of my sisters? Are you aware that a Farseer soul is imprisoned in the object? And that your very touch causes unspeakable pain to her immortal soul? I did what I could to save the Farseer soul, but I can only do so much. The Eldari's expression is inscrutable, but he struggles to speak. You have set me free, and I am grateful for the rescue. But what you are doing is wrong. I can feel my sister's tortured soul if you let me... I can free my sister's tortured soul if you let me, Monkey. I am asking you for one more favor. Then do it. Lay to rest the wretched souls imprisoned in this object. Yurliet blinks in surprise. In her eyes there is a faint and fleeting trace of softness and gratitude. Really? I must confess, I have set little store by your species in the past. Perhaps in some regards, I was wrong to do so. The Xenos nods in gratitude, finding a spirit stone in one of the Homunculus's desks, and chants a few unfamiliar words which your elucidator does not catch. Dark blood pours out of the game board into the Eldari's hand, but as soon as he finishes the chant, a warm glow suffuses the stone that he is holding. It is done. You said you could help us find a way home. What do you mean? The countless hours I spent in the Homunculus's cage were not all spent in the throes of agony. I listened, I observed, I absorbed. And I soon learned that an age-old gate built by our ancestors is hidden in the heart of the spire. A webway gate connected to the world outside. I can unseal it and forge our path to salvation. I can help you make your way out of the Dark City and leave this place behind. But you must take me to the gate. My mind is still firm and my spirit is unbreakable. My body, on the other hand, will not soon forget pain's embrace. What is the point of your questions, Elentok? I can guide you to the gate myself, but not before Eklendiel Ma-Uresh, who walks the path of the Farseer, the all-seeing eye and timeless sentinel of Krudrak, pours the light of truth into the bottomless well of my fear and doubt. The Farseer is at your disposal, Urliet. I feared this moment would come. Urliet takes a deep breath and looks into the Farseer's eyes. Look at me, Eklendiel, and tell me what adversity befell our home. As a council member, you cannot possibly be unaware of the truth. And Eklendiel, do not consider hiding anything from me. Sometimes ignorance truly is bliss, my child, but I cannot deny you a right to know the truth. The Farseer tosses back his head, and his voice sounds like rolling thunder. When we found ourselves amid the stars of this stellar fabric, we encountered a Monkey ship. A ship much too puny to take on an Asurian world. Or so we thought. Until the council was struck with a vision of the horror to come. This ship would be our doom. Not only for us on Krudrak, but for all Eldari kind among the nearby stars, and even for those whose paths stretched far beyond the stars. We could not allow such a thing to happen. When the ship approached, we pierced it with 100 salvos and then rejoiced, for among the wreckage, the Rangers found no trace of the foreseen curse. Asurian, how wrong we were. The ships that returned from their reconnaissance to our starports were already carrying on their wings. Whether it was a scratch from a passing wreck or the infected ashes of the Monkey ship that the cosmic winds had not yet had time to disperse, the plague crept into our home and immediately began to eat away at the craft world's very flesh. In the Infinity Circuit, the souls of the ancestors battled the spreading pestilence ferociously, but the world was falling apart, and there was no stopping it. Spires collapsed, rivers dried up, the ground itself sank, and all living things turned into a strange blend of organic material and metal. We fought for our home until the very end, but when it became clear that Krudrak was beyond saving, the council decided to gather all who remained, board them on the surviving shuttles, and scatter across the galaxy to look for salvation. And that was what we did. But who steered the infected vessel towards Krudrak?
I am afraid you already know the answer, Elentark. You just cannot accept it. Your predecessor, she who previously owned this vessel and your entire protectorate, the monkey who kept a piece of my homeworld in her study, like a trifle or trophy of no great significance.
Juliet looks at you with a mixture of sorrow and sympathy. So it was your accursed kind. Ecliandiel's light, eyes light with golden radiance. Wait, Ecliandiel. Shedding innocent blood will not bring our home back. The Elentak is guilty only of helping me to reach this place and free you. The blood of the executioner of our people flows through the veins of the one you long to save. What has the Monkey done to deserve your mercy? The golden sparks slowly die away, and the Farseer warily closes his eyes. You said a disease broke out aboard your ship? You want to know what your kinspeople, or how your kinspeople destroyed my world? So you can follow their example? Answer the question, Ecliandiel. Not for the Monkey's amusement, but for the sake of those whose souls dissolved in infinity. At first, we thought the Monkey were in the service of the greatest enemy of our kind, the one who lurks beyond the edge of reality. But the world's affliction manifested itself directly. It distorted Krudrak while avoiding encounters with the souls of our ancestors. We were waiting for Sai Lanthriesh, the destroyer of souls, to burst her way in through the gaping wounds of the world. Yet her gaze was directed away from our suffering. No one ever managed to identify the nature of the curse, even as we watched it destroy our home. And so, having lost all hope of saving it, we fled. Your kin fled Krudrak. How did it end up here? One of our twisted cousins found our arks in the void's cold embrace. At first, it seemed they were going to save us, to extend a helping hand. And so we told them what happened to Krudrak and where to look for it. But our cousins' souls were dark and thirst for blood. My ark was one of the very first they seized. The Drukhari massacred hundreds of thousands of our own kind for fleeting pleasure's sake, and enslaved the Farseers for their accursed experiments. And that, Monkey, was how I ended up hanging in this cage. Is Krudrak completely destroyed? That is hard to believe. The Arabenanian took care of what remained, but that is none of your concern, Monkey. Juliet is silent for a while, and then says coldly, But Ecliandiel, how could Krudrak end up in the Expanse? This close to Monkey's ships and the Dark One's hunting grounds. That was the path chosen by the Council, my child. We had charted Krudrak's course among the stars for years, and no one had an inkling of the terrible fate that would await us in the place that promised us salvation. Perception test succeeded. No one knew. The Farseer looks away for a mere second, but an itching sensation immediately burrows its way into the base of your skull. Something is wrong here. The paths I have walked have taught me a great deal. To see the truth where it is concealed, and not to hesitate to cut off the head of a lying snake that tries to coil around my heart. Juliet stares unblinkingly at her fellow Eldari, fury gleaming in her eyes. If the entire Farseer Council failed to foresee their world's doom, then everything the children of Asarian have been taught about paths for centuries is a lie. You are hiding something, Eklundiel. Speak. Speak now. Gotta take me a quick cough drop break here. I apologize. How dare you take that tone with me, outcast? I am not obliged to justify myself before you, let alone protest my innocence. You've already told us almost everything. Why hold anything back? The Farseer's emerald green eyes are filled with despair. We had been steering Kujarak along a course prophesied by the stars themselves, until Shah Ael's tumultuous currents cast us to the edge of the great wound. A storm was coming, threatening to sweep Kujarak away from its path, and so the council decided on a route to safety, across the nearest inlet of Hope and into the place known among the Maquis as the Coronis Expanse. We stood by our decision, but there came a point where the prophecies became even darker and more unsettling. Someone proposed altering the course, but the closing grip of raging Shah Ael was blocking our path on all sides. It was then that the council's opinion was split. My vote was the deciding one in that difficult debate, for I believed that the prophecy had promised us salvation in the Expanse could not have been a lie. That was rough for me to read for some reason. You already know what happens next. The Farseer closes his eyes and turns away, unwilling to meet Yurliet's gaze. Yurliet looks lost. So we were doomed. I should have stayed on Kujarak. I could have tried to help those who survived the disaster. If only I had not chosen that accursed path and left the craft world, I could have at least tried to save someone. Was it not the Farseers who made a bad decision? What difference would it have made if you had been on Kujarak? Yurliet's mouth twists in displeasure. The Farseers. It was not beyond their power. They led Kujarak to prosperity for years, only to become too blind to what was going on around them. Had they not followed the prophecy as the old customs required, had they changed course instead, Kujarak might still be whole. There is no bringing back the past, but you can try to change your people's future. Yurliet stays silent for a long time, peering into the face of the Farseer standing across from her. Calm and collected, he looks prepared to meet his fate. Finally, Yurliet replies, "We are both guilty and both deserve a fate much more terrible than death. However, it is too early for us to leave this world before we have atoned for our guilt. Come with me, Eklundiel. We have a lot to do before the Great Oblivion. We will find our brothers and sisters and protect them from those who seek to harm them. Perhaps we may even find a new home. Your words are like a healing melody flowing into my tormented soul. For the first time, a slight smile graces the Farseer's lips. I accept your proposal, child. Alright. So we've got some loot to pick up. So let's go ahead and do that.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Alright, he's just following behind us. Got some loot over here. Research report. The thick stack of pages made of a strange material has been hastily tied with a coarse piece of string. The pages are covered in sharp, uneven handwriting and have brown stains on them. Goal: several-fold increase in excuse me. Several-fold increase in veil energy. Note: enhancing the veil connection will require merging the minds of 4 specimens. Note: 4 individuals, 2 male, 2 female, selected from among Krudrak's Farseers. Aside from their veil connection, the specimens have no common traits. Merging process expected to be facilitatingly painful. Stage 1. Hearts of 3 Eldari placed inside the thorax of the 4th. The most resilient among them. Redundant original heart removed. Other internal organs preserved. Specimens conscious throughout the surgeries. Ugh. Despite the blockers, the partial brain implants were accompanied by several energy discharges, resulting in equipment damage. The potential is amazing. The integrated subject was punished by an intramuscular injection of an acidic solution that erodes soft tissue from the inside. Stage 3. Subject stable and controllable, undergoing significant physical and psycho-emotional distress as the Eldari minds are becoming aware of the situation. The energy discharges increase every time the blockers are eased or pain receptors are directly stimulated, confirming the expected result. In order to intensify the pain experience, the subject will be nourished by essences of its own torture. The Eldari consciousnesses are trying to consume one another, perhaps in order to lower the net pain awareness. Curious. The subject must continue to be saturated with its autogenetic agony, the added psychotranquilizers injections. Note: enhance the subject's physical suffering with internal bone tissue disintegration. After that, the notes become indecipherable. Well, that is rather horrible. Alright, we got some more loot up here. Oh. One of those will turn the gun off like it did the other one.
A trivial task.
It did turn off the guns. Got a medic kit and some
It's about time.
loot. Okay, there we go. I was thinking we were going someplace off map. We gotta go get this loot here, so let's keep going this way.
None shall stand in my way.
Whoops. We did want to go up those stairs.
My warp sight reveals something.
Trap. Alright, let's go ahead and disarm that so we don't forget.
Too hard for a simple monkey.
A new challenge for me?
I'm still new to the art of exploring.
Loot. Grenade. A high damage sniper rifle. It's looks like a human weapon, so you really cannot use it. She rarely uses a weapon, but what does she got? She's got a needle rifle. Very short range. Super high damage, though. I will take it just in case. Probably never use it, but...
Follow my lead.
Medicaid check.
My knowledge has its limits.
Monstrously mutilated body. Must have failed. The view of the intertwining and intricate passages of the labyrinth fascinates and draws the eye.
I won't tolerate weakness.
More random loot.
Let us see what I've found.
My success was inevitable.
Alright, I think we've explored everything. It sure looks that way. To the main hall.
What is that?
That is a trap.
I have failed my kin.
Ow.
Join me in prayer. Let me tend to your wounds. Your technology is limited, but I am grateful.
There we go. Xenos lore third. Oh. Let's get everybody. There we go. Now it's 100%. Oh, we got bad guys over here.
Over there.
Got a trap over there.
I align my path with yours. For
Deal with
now.
this trap. Oh, We got bad guys over here too. All right. Let's go deal with these guys over here on the not through the trap, but over here.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Speaking of traps,
You interrupted my thoughts.
oh,
A trivial task.
I expected that to trigger the battle.
I'll wipe you from the face of the galaxy!
You will fall!
18 people. What the heck was that noise? Oh, my phone. Is that my phone? That was my phone that fell. Alright. There are not 18 folks over here. I wonder if we triggered both sides. Yes, we did. Alright. We definitely want to try to take out this side first, I'm guessing. There's not a lot of cover here. Guess that'll have to do.
Running binary override.
38, 30, 30, 30. All right. Increase our ability to shoot.
The opposite.
That over here to help
Comprehend.
Abelard.
Request denied. Request insignificant value.
I got two, almost three of them. That's not bad.
Running binary override.
And a couple pretty strong ones here. There's not a lot of hit points. I think they go after the... I think this witch is probably the best target. So we're going to go after the witch.
If I must. If it serves your cause.
Brings us up to 83. That brings us to 95. That's what we wanted.
I am not your Xenos pet, Monty. No weakness is hidden from my sight.
Nice shot. And we'll do the
This
finish
team
that guy
is
off.
beneath me.
We missed him. Oh my goodness. We'll target the free shot on the person with 350 hit
If I
points.
must.
My artifice is unsurpassed.
You've unleashed my fury.
Bow to me.
There's nowhere to hide.
My master is
Love that parry strike ability. Alright, Cassia. Not a big group to hit with this guy. Alright, first off, let's go ahead and... because Avalard's kind of over here by himself right now, so we're going to buff up Avalard.
That is foolishness.
Macius is too far away!
I'm not accustomed to being ordered
Go, give him
around.
2 action points.
Nothing I can't imagine of value has been lost.
Oh, his Daring Breach would be nice. Do some damage. Let's do the Daring Breach.
My time is now! Suits my path. There's nowhere
Chris
to
Bush is
hide.
going to be on this one here because
Not a problem.
a ton of hit points.
Nothing I can't. Ha! Another clean strike. Already done. Suits my purpose. You didn't stand a chance. Something of interest.
A trap!
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Let's help out Abelard a little bit here. Oh, that's one of the 300 and some odd hit point people. Okay.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
You will pay for this in blood.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Alright. Abelard a little tougher there. Hate when my mouse goes all the way off screen and then it like drags my game over.
Tex.
Alright, I think Nacius has got that.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone.
I'll do it.
Is a prayer.
Nice shooting.
Doubt is for the weak.
What? No, 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 we don't want to.
Faith without deeds is worthless. None can escape the Emperor's judgment. As the Emperor commands, I act.
And she is awesome. She just rains death downfield like nobody's business. Alright, let's get a couple buffs up.
Too easy. Opposing me was your biggest mistake. Never wavered in the face of adversity.
Okay, we gotta be careful not to cross that trap.
Call this a strike.
One additional attack or go to town.
At your beck and call. Victory is imminent. Indeed. It will be done.
You will pay for this in blood.
For Von
Go ahead and go to town.
At your beck and call. Target well struck.
Didn't do quite as much
It will be
damage
done.
as Ignatius does, but
Indeed.
that's because we give Ignatius the best gear.
I will do my grey hair sure hair.
Show you the real pain.
Victory is.
You almost got her.
It
Go
will
ahead
be
and throw
done.
that out.
Explorers know one route. Forward. The scriptural prognosis is favorable. Running binaric override. Request approved. The Omnissiah condemns you. My vow is to serve.
Scooch that up a little bit.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends
That zone up. Alright.
I approach the designated position. If it serves your cause. I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. This tedium is beneath me. Ancestors, guide me!
Nice shot. Take the secondary one on this guy.
I understand your intent.
Almost got him.
If it serves your cause.
And just in case,
If I must.
set the free shot. All right, Cassia.
Step aside. The navigator is coming.
Let's give
If I
Juliet
may.
another turn. Or not turn, but 2 AP. Let's go ahead and shoot this guy.
I am not your Xenos pet, monkey. If it serves your cause. I hear you moving. No more.
Take out both of these guys. Might be able to take out both of these guys. If I do this.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Does not hit Abelard and should kill both of these guys.
Me? Grace, at least.
277 points of damage. That was awesome.
Do not dare ask.
All right, Juliet, finish this guy
I'll
off.
paint your death in colors.
This tedium is beneath me. Another soul slips beyond the veil.
I refuse to bow.
I'll do it. As the Emperor commands.
My revenge will be delectable.
I'll do it.
Not quite enough action points to do the job.
Halt! I noticed something. Suits my purpose.
All right. And with that, let's go ahead and call it here. I'll do all the loot and stuff off screen. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I always appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, and comment. I've been Sir Joseph. You guys are amazing. Until next time, stay safe out there. And I'll talk to you later.